Hi everyone, this is changing fractions to percentages. So in our first one here, we have 7 over 8. Now, we can use the calculator to make our life easier on this one. We'll go 7, use the fraction key, over 8. Now, it's already in simplest form. Press the SD button here, it changes into a decimal, and then we can multiply by 100, and once again back to decimal. Or if I wanted to, I just could have moved the decimal point 2 places, 87.5%. So as a decimal, 0.875, and then multiply by 100 and put a percent sign, and effectively move the decimal 2 places. Let's try 3 over 5. Go a bit faster this time. As a decimal, 0.6. 3 over 5 as a decimal, 0.6, and then move the decimal 2 places. I'd have to imagine a 0 there, so it would be 60%. Next one, 5 over 6 as a decimal, 0.833 recurring. 5 over 6 as a decimal, 8, 3, and the 3 is recurring. Move the decimal 2 places, 83.3 with the recurring dot percent. Then we have 2 and 1/3. So remember for this one to use the shift button first before you press the fraction key. 2 and 1/3 equals 73. As a decimal, 2.3 recurring. So 2 and 1/3 was 2.33. I'll write a few of the 3's. I'm going to write enough 3's so I can see where the decimal place will fit when I move the decimal place. And so moving the decimal 2 places gives me 233 with a recurring dot on the decimal, and that's now a percentage. So far so good. Let's move into these. Express its percentages. These ones are easier. So to express as a percentage, I multiply by 100. I move the decimal 2 places. 15%. 0.85. Move the decimal 2 places. 85%. We really don't need a calculator for this one. Move the decimal 2 places. 310%. Move the decimal for this one. 0.24. The decimal will end up between the 2 and the 4. 2.4%. Those ones are nice and quick. Express the following as fractions in simplest form. So we will make it 20 over 100. Remember the percent sign here, that symbol is really a shorthand of saying divide by 100 or make a fraction with a 100 as a denominator. Now we can probably tell from this one 20 divides into itself once and 20 divides into 100 5 times. So in simplest form, let's try 35%. 35 over 100. Now I'm not sure what this one's going to be, so I'll use my calculator if I'm not sure. I'll write the fraction 35 over 100, and it tells me straight away, in simplest form, we have 7 over 20. 61% is 61 over 100. Again, I'm not sure if there's going to be anything that will cancel down here, so let's use the calculator to be sure. 61 over 100, and it hasn't changed, so that is already in simplest form. Sometimes that happens. And our last one, 105 over 100. Now they'll both divide by 5, but they're big numbers, so we'll try on the calculator and we have 21 over 20. Now that's obviously that's an improper fraction. That's okay. If you would like to express this as a mixed number, okay, so you see how we do S to D? It gives it in a decimal form. But if I press the Shift button first, then it gives me as a mixed number 1 and 1/20. So either of these answers is acceptable. No need to change from the improper fraction to the mixed number, but just want to show you, to remind you. Now, we had covered that earlier. Express these percentages as decimals. Same sort of thing. So 24%, move the decimal 2 places the other way this time. 0.24. I don't think we'll need to use a calculator for any of these. Move the decimal 2 places. 0.13. Always put a 0 at the front. 1.5%. Now, if I move 2 places, I have to imagine a 0 sitting there so that I can jump in front of that. So the decimal was between the 1 and the 5. Now it's jumped 2 places. 250%. The decimal will end up between the 2 and the 5. 2.50. No longer percentage signs. Okay, that's a bit of a quick refresher of percentages and fractions and decimals. Thanks for watching.